It's no secret that I'm not a fan of the gun control lobby. Not because I don't believe there is a need for responsible gun ownership, but rather because the gun control lobby's agenda and strategies are dishonest and ineffective.
Can you give me an example?
The July 4th weekend is a perfect example of how dishonest and ineffective. Nationwide, 33 people were shot dead. In Chicago, Illinois alone, 19 killed and 84 wounded. The victims were men, women, and children. The people who perpetrated these murders were masked men under cover of darkness who showed up and shut up. Community leaders spoke up and said that people have to come together because united they can stop it. Nice lip service, but how exactly are you going to do that? Be on the lookout 24/7 and ready to pounce on the blazing shooters with sticks and stones the moment they show up? Or better yet, approach them unarmed with your hands up and offer to talk it over?
Not a good idea.
The mayor of Chicago wasn't in town, but when interviewed, he said the city of Chicago is committed to ensuring the safety of all residents and visitors. Ensuring? Really? Chicago is repeatedly one of the most violent cities in the nation and has some of the most restrictive gun laws. You're not ensuring SHIT.
Say that again.
Dishonest and ineffective is all you are. Illinois enacted an assault weapons ban as soon as its new governor got elected. It will eventually get thrown out as it is as unconstitutional an infringement as you can get, but we have to wait for the Supreme Court to finally rule on it.
I have never been to the Supreme Court before.
I have no idea how that's going to help since the vast majority of shootings are perpetrated with handguns and by people who couldn't care less about these bans. The Surgeon General calls gun violence a health crisis once again. Is it gun violence or violent criminals' violence? I think the answer is clear. There is no question that the recent violence, whether guns were used or not, is tragic for the victims and their families. The gun control lobby, however, will not waste this crisis to continue its dishonest and ineffective rhetoric to play on our emotions in an attempt to infringe with more useless legislation and accomplish absolutely nothing to solve the unsolvable.
What part of shall not be infringed don't you get?
Because no matter how many laws and restrictions you throw at us, only the law-abiding will be negatively impacted. Those who commit the violence you claim to ensure our safety from will laugh in your face and go on doing what they're doing. Violent criminals will always exist and in great numbers. Law-abiding gun owners will never be the problem, aside from a rogue few who slip through the cracks. The gun control lobby will never be able to ensure our safety, no matter how many bans or infringements they attempt and pass. The billions they keep pouring into failing initiatives change nothing because violence committed with guns continues to happen.
Got billions to spend and it's not working.
Mostly in inner-city, low-income, gang and drug-infested neighborhoods and states with strict gun laws. The stats don't lie. These billions will be better served to recruit more law enforcement officers, pay them better, and provide them with better equipment and training to fight violent crime, fortify school grounds, and provide more armed security on campus. Hire more psychologists and perform regular psychological evaluations on students, especially those who demonstrate unusual and/or disturbing behavior before it's too late.
When you spot trouble, you've got to nip it in the bud.
And for goodness sake, close the border because the amount of crime committed by illegal migrants is already out of control. Unless the gun control lobby redirects resources where they make a direct impact, their attempts at reducing violence with guns will yield nothing but more empty promises and more victims.
That's a shitload of victims.
As for us, law-abiding gun owners, we must never forget that when violence erupts, we are our first and most times last line of defense until and if help arrives. That will never change, and no one can ensure your safety unless they can appear like a genie at a moment violence finds us, or better yet, anticipate violence against us beforehand. They can ensure nothing other than we will be victims and statistics, and that they will get there after the fact to investigate the crime scene. We have an inalienable right to keep and bear arms. We have over 300 federal laws and over 20,000 local and state laws to abide by, yet we still have plenty of violent criminals using guns. These criminals are supposed to be prohibited by law from possessing guns, yet here we are. They don't care, and they never will.
You're overly optimistic.
Our tax dollars are being wasted on useless initiatives that produce no results. How much do the violent criminals who benefit most from these laws, I might add, contribute to this tax bill?
Let me think about that for a second.
I am all for safe and responsible gun ownership. Heck, it's in my company's slogan. What I am not for is this continuous attempt by gun control advocates to vilify law-abiding citizens and focusing their efforts at restricting our ability to defend ourselves. Chicago is a perfect example of their insanity. That's what doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different result is. Insanity.
Who said that, Dr. Seuss?
So please, don't fall for their make-believe concern for our safety and their empty promises of ensuring it. They'll never be able to. Your safety is your own responsibility, period. If you don't believe in guns, I can't help you. You'll have to learn the hard way. If you're on the fence, ask yourself, is it better to have a firearm and the skills to use it and not ever need them? Or need them and not have them?
Well, duh.
And if you already have a gun, keep learning, training, and staying up to date on your local and state gun laws so that you're not only hard to victimize, but also hard to convict. If you enjoyed this video, please smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, watch the next video right here. Train hard, often, and safely, and I'll see you at the range.